Welcome back to the MedTech Snapshot Podcast, the one question, one answer digest discussion surrounding all things medical device. Today, we're covering an interesting topic with our guests where we ask them a surprise question, one in which they had no time to prepare for. That question is, share with us a breakthrough moment, a defining moment in your career, which when looking back on it was the catalyst for where you are today. I personally love this portion of the interview because it really leads us through a candid look under the proverbial hood of our guest in their career, along with the decisions that they made and how they got to where they are today. All right, Trish, I told you that we were only doing one question here, but I have a surprise question for you that I'd love to cover with you. So I'd love if you could share with us, think back in your career to a really pivotal moment, a breakthrough moment in your career. And from that moment, your trajectory thereafter completely changed. Is there anything that kind of comes to mind there? Can you share with us what happened and what was the experience afterwards?
So a time comes to my mind. This was probably about a decade ago, where I had a leader in my organization pull me aside and give me some feedback I don't think I realized I needed. And it was about how I was showing up to work. I was very closed off. I didn't take feedback well. I was emotional with it, and it was hindering my growth as a profession and just as a teammate on the group there. The difference between this feedback, though, and other times I've received it was not only did he provide that, he helped me work through it. And this journey of working through, it was a burden I was carrying that I didn't realize I had that was showing up at my job and how I was working with my team. It was night and day. I had a burden on my shoulder that slowly started getting the weight off of my shoulders. What that transformed me into, though, was a better colleague, a better teammate. I started growing in my career and just showing up differently because I was happier. And then years after that, I started turning into a good manager, which turned into a leader and just a better person in the community. I realized my interactions with people just in general, even in my personal life, turned from transactional and checking a box to having purpose and intention in those discussions and how I was going about my day. So I'll tell you, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to hear, but one of the best and most beneficial things I've ever went through.